Would you like to unlock the secrets in your practice numbers, but you just don't know how? Or is it just so much agony to dig through a bunch of reports and then you're not sure what you're looking for? In fact, you'd rather have an all-night root canal. But you finally go buy a program to give you the numbers for you automatically, but then it's just like trying to sip from a fire hydrant. It all becomes just so much noise. Well, relax. Dentometrics is the answer. It offers intelligent data mining. That is, it extracts only selected, curated information directly from your raw data. It ignores all your reports. This means it can produce useful, accurate, simple, yet powerful dashboards to give you understanding versus just more data. Let me show you how. First of all, we take 5 minutes to download a little app to your workstation, not your server, that your team clicks on after the month is over to upload data to the cloud. A couple of points to note here. We purposely have the data being pushed by your team versus being pulled by the software. For one thing, your team knows when they finish closing out the prior month. And for another thing, a lot of security conscious doctors just don't like the idea of software wandering around in their system pulling data at will. Another point to note is there are no HIPAA issues here because we're not interacting with any personal patient history information. This is simply practice management data at the big picture level, production, collection, etc. When your team pushes the button to upload the data to the secure cloud, that automatically sends an email to the consultant saying, hey, Dr. Jones has uploaded their data, at which point the consultant can click on an app on their computer to download the data and have KPIs or key performance indicators or monitors and the dashboards and charts ready to go. An interesting point here is that we purposely designed the output to all be in Excel, not some proprietary format. This gives your consultant tremendous flexibility to further slice and dice the data, perhaps even design some formulas of their own, or perhaps link your data to other reports they're already using. So what's this look like? Here's the first of several dashboards, and it may look like a lot of information at one glance until you get used to it. But up in the very center, there's 2 years gross fees charged at a glance. Red is this year, month by month. Blue is last year. Green's your collections. Over here on the upper left, we have year-to-date production versus goal, and we want things measured versus goal that you and your consultant agree on. Down here we have accounts receivable aging in color. The right-hand column shows the benchmark, ideal, maybe 5% red over 90. The advantage of charts and pictures is that it shows prior year, this year to date, and notice the red is shrinking. Good idea. Right-hand side, we have goals for customized procedure groups. You're not limited to just the 12 categories the ADA has come up with. For instance, the red might be crown and bridge, using the term loosely, and that includes veneers, onlays, inlays, all your indirect procedures. A lot of those are in the 2000 code range, but you could be doing implant supported crowns. That's the 6000 range. So you can cut across those categories as you define them. Lower left, you've got recare status. Here's by percent. The red represents the percent of your active patients who have never, ever had a recare visit. We see this as high as 40 and 50%, believe it or not, sometimes, and the practice never knew. We use the ADA definition of active patients. So these are folks who have had at least one procedure in your practice in the last 18 months. Yellow is almost as important because those are folks who have had recare in the past, but there's nothing on the books in the next 7 months. We call them delinquent. And green are the current folks. Down bottom center, Here's your number of new patients broken down further by internal versus external referrals, and you know you'd like 70 to 80% of your referrals to be internal. You can put your logo in the lower right hand corner, or since this is just very elegant Excel, we could add another chart. On the second page, top left, we're showing you, for instance, collection as a percent of net production, but notice the second item on the left. Here's the percent of hygiene counts that are perio related. Upper right hand corner, here's percent total that hygiene is of the total practice. You'd like that to perhaps be 30, 33% in a healthy practice. In the center, you're able to track up to 10 PPO plans. The green here is your fee for service, and the others are the gross production for PPO plans. Down below, you can also show the 10 adjustments and look at the gross production versus adjustments and determine the relative profitability. Here are your other 5 procedure groups from the first page. I didn't want to mix those together so it would be almost illegible. Here's a deeper dive into the hygiene department. This is the total hygiene practice. Each of your 16 hygienists has these same charts if you need to have a prayer meeting with one of them. So in the upper left, here's your 2 years hygiene production only. But we also, this green dotted line shows the percent of your hygiene only that's the perio dollars. You'd like that to perhaps be a third also. Then we have selected procedure counts, arrestin, quads of scaling, root planing, adult profies, etc. Down lower left is a fascinating stat. That is what percent of your hygiene patients get pre-appointed. So again, each hygienist, up to 16 per practice, have this data. A lot of folks would prefer to go a little deeper, and we slice up the various charts and put them together on one page along with the data. So here we have the 2 years fees charged, but also that year-to-date production, collection, and down in the bottom we give you some key performance or monitor data on one page, so you're not having to flip back and forth if you're so inclined to look at that data. Here's what the underlying data in fact looks like. It's about 3 or 4 pages long and has an awful lot of information that various consultants over the years have suggested would be in a KPI monitor. This is a summary. Each provider, each doctor, each hygienist has this data, production per hour, per day, etc., procedure code, on their own tab, so you can take a deeper dive. So that's Dentametrics. Check with your consultant, your practice advisor, your dental CPA, and see if they have access to Dentametrics yet and can help you with this, or have them check out Dentametrics.com if they want to learn more so they can help you.